Court is in session. Today we're going to talk about kind of a big topic that's been dominating WWE as of late. When is it the right time? When should somebody turn heel, turn face? When should a rivalry be brought to the forefront? When does it matter the most? Becky Lynch has got one of the best heel turns in recent memory. Becky Lynch has people talking about her more than ever. Becky Lynch is at the top of her game. But the other side of the coin is, why didn't Becky do this sooner? Why did it take Becky so long, and why couldn't WWE have done this way before to make her relevant earlier? Why is WWE so far-fetched to make us wait? What is the point of a payoff? Money. WWE already had its plans for the SmackDown Live title. Charlotte beat Asuka. She defeated the Streak. Now, one of the reasons Becky's heel turn mattered the most is watching her constantly get pushed to the background. Now, on social media, we did complain and we said, Becky should be getting these opportunities. Why is Becky not out there? Why is Becky not doing this? And when Becky finally earned an opportunity, Becky's shot was cut short when her friend was added to the match in a triple threat. By adding in Charlotte, it added an element that I thought was going to go the other way. To be truthful with you, I thought Carmella was going to retain after Charlotte kind of screwed Becky, and that would make Becky snap heel on Carmella. They ended up just having Charlotte win, which I completely overlooked, and the payoff messed that one up. I thought if they were chasing it, it would make more sense. But Charlotte holding the title has kind of been the story in WWE. Whether it's Alexa Bliss or Charlotte, they, chances are, will be champion at some point in the year. Now, Becky originally won the SmackDown Live title and eventually would drop it, and Alexa Bliss would go on to be the face before they would swap shows. Naomi would have her run, and Naomi's run would be cut short due to injury, and then she'd win it back. But WWE has these storylines plotted out, I think, so far in advance. Look at Bayley and look at Sasha Banks on Monday Night Raw. The friendship and animosity between them leading up to WrestleMania speculated everybody saying, if they don't have a match, what is the point of this build? Why keep teasing Bayley versus Sasha Banks if you don't ever give us the match? Why are you dedicating TV time to constantly do this if we're not going to get that payoff? And then you start seeing them tag team and it makes you go, okay, I thought we were getting a match between them, but what would a match solve right now? WWE has 52 weeks of TV to plan for. So if Becky is sitting in the back burner and people are getting pissed because Becky isn't getting used, meanwhile Carmella, who a lot of people think don't or shouldn't be champion, is champion, and then she beats Asuka twice thanks to James Ellsworth, and then Ellsworth gets canned. God, where is Becky? Why is Becky not on the show? Why is Becky not champion? Why is Carmella? You don't know that, but at the time it builds in you. Well, you're constantly not seeing Sasha Banks on pay-per-view or Bayley on pay-per-view or Becky Lynch on pay-per-view. You can tweet all you want. You can say whatever you want. But when that finally happens, that turn or that pop happens, it was all worth it. Yeah, we may have complained for 6 months or a year that she wasn't getting used, but Vince McMahon knows that. And when we finally do pop, like everybody is saying now, Becky Lynch is fantastic, and she's doing it better than anybody. That's the magic of Vince McMahon. This isn't me defending Vince, because you're right, it could have happened sooner. I'm not justifying some crappy storylines or matches here and there, but was he wrong? Was he wrong to keep Becky Lynch down? You heard the pop at SummerSlam just like I heard the pop. And to me, it was worth it. Because without struggle, there is no reward. If you're going to chase a title, her beating Carmella is one thing. Her turning on her so-called best friend who had to stick her nose in and steal her title, her moment, Becky Balboa's moment, that's saying something. That adds another layer to the story. Instead of just chasing after either beating Carmella or losing to Carmella and then snapping on her, now the history between Charlotte, the four horsewomen. When everybody speculated the past couple years, we were getting the four horsewomen versus the UFC horsewomen, who are finally now in NXT. After all of these years of speculation of the four horsewomen going up against the WWE four horsewomen, we're seeing pictures from NXT live events where they're all wrestling together. Meanwhile, on the main roster, the four horsewomen are struggling. Bayley and Sasha are having their rifts, even though right now they're successful. You have Becky and Charlotte falling apart at the seams because Becky Balboa has not got her moment. And I'm going to keep calling her that because I think it's cool. You can complain all you want that Vince or WWE doesn't know what they're doing, but I think they absolutely do. There's no reason to whip out a heel Becky if you have other things planned on TV. And as much as you probably don't want to hear me say wait for the payoff, it paid off. You can't dispute that. The crowd reacted. The crowd popped. And that's phenomenal. The only thing that people may not like is we had to keep waiting for it. But even though we had to keep waiting for it nonstop, when it happened, we popped. So why would WWE not keep doing that? As much as we want to put the blame on WWE for not having good stories, if they can push us people around for 6 months or a year and then finally give them what they want, and then they go nuts for it, and then they want more, it seems like WWE knew what they were doing the entire time. WWE's a machine. You listen to Baron Corbin talk about just trying to get his hair cut, and there's so many pieces of the business that he wanted to cut his hair, but there's merchandising, there's figures. You can't just shave your hair because then your figure's outdated. Your wrestling video game character's outdated. There's so much going on in the machine of WWE because of the size of WWE that things are slow and can be held up. But the rivalries WWE has built between Bayley and Sasha, Becky Lynch and Charlotte, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, down in NXT between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, have paved the way for a new era of WWE, where sports rivalries and friendships are exploited, and it makes everybody in the business a hell of a lot more money. With record TV deals using Brock Lesnar as a guy that never shows up, to now inviting in Ronda Rousey, who says she's going to be there every single week and delivers. I couldn't be happier with the state of things right now, and as much as I want to come out here and complain because I got to wait for it, I'm one of the people that has actually been enjoying WWE TV. There are periods where I don't watch for a month or 6 weeks because of the fact that I think it may be a little boring, or I know where it's going, and eventually 6 weeks later when I see it, I'm like, oh, it was still awesome, I'm glad I saw it. But did I have to watch those 6 weeks leading up to it? Or could I use my Monday night for something more proficient or doing something else? And the answer was yes. If you don't like to sit around for the payoff, go support other wrestling. Go support other shows. But WWE knows you're probably going to come back. Pay-per-views like SummerSlam and WrestleMania prove that, well, you may not watch at certain points of the year like a lot of casual fans. At big moments, you're probably going to come back and check it out. So they can keep Becky Lynch down most of the year because they know when the most eyeballs, like at WrestleMania or SummerSlam, are on the TV, and you finally see a new side of Becky Lynch. Meanwhile, the people on the internet are complaining that it should have happened sooner. Why should it have? They put up some of the best TV ratings going into SummerSlam and post-SummerSlam, and they got to see that side of Becky Lynch. I'm not sticking up or defending for WWE or trying to be a sheep for them, but where have they gone wrong? Other than some storylines hitting or missing, or them sticking up, instead of being more heel wrestlers like Shayna Baszler, who's like a legitimate heel, well, you know, the heels on the main roster are kind of cliche until Becky came along. You have people like Maria Kanellis throwing out we should have a Divas title again, and people batting at that idea. But not everybody probably wants to be a super hardcore female wrestler. As weird as that sounds to say, maybe not everybody doesn't want to be a women's champion. There are a lot of people that like Total Divas and Total Bellas. Who are we to judge the Bella Twins coming back? I keep hearing the Bella Twins being a bad thing, but I see more merch for the Bellas than I do for a lot of superstars. There's a lot of room in wrestling. And it sucks waiting for a payoff, but to say WWE doesn't know what they're doing, oh man, that's just crazy to me. That's a foreign concept. Yeah, we didn't get to see Becky Lynch for most of the year, but now that we saw her, oh my God, it was worth it. So the next time we want to sit and complain or moan that something's taking a while, which we have every right to do. We're paying fans. We're dedicating our time. There's a lot of things in life we could be doing. Why do we have to watch the same stuff on Raw each week? But WWE knows we don't have to. Because for some reason, all of us wrestling fans have something that brings us back for one reason or another, whether it's family, whether it's finances, whether it's interest, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's a family connection and you watch it holidays. WWE is going to keep chugging and plugging and making money to spite themselves. It's up to us whether we choose to watch or not, but to complain and say they don't know what they're doing, I say Vince McMahon is getting us eating out of the palm of his hands with Becky Lynch right now. You're going to pay to watch Sasha and Charlotte and Becky and Bayley face off. When Sasha and Bayley finally have that match, it's going to print money. When Becky and Charlotte finally step into the ring, it's going to mean something. Yeah, you're going to have to wait for it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be quick. It's not going to be fast. It doesn't have to be. They have 52 weeks of television. The way I look at WWE is from WrestleMania to WrestleMania. A new season, a new start to the year. Watch out for the plot points. Look at Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, which is one of the best stories going in WWE. For the last 3 years, he couldn't touch him. He couldn't face him. He was the GM. He had to watch Miz do everything. They constantly teased a match, and everybody said, what's the point of teasing a match if they can't do it? Well, 2 years later, they had a match. So you complaining about them teasing it for 2 years, it kind of looks stupid now. So I get you're going to be upset, and that's what makes it great. That built up anger and passion inside that Becky should have done this sooner. When she finally does it, guess what? They got you hook, line, and sinker back. So I'm not saying don't hold WWE accountable for stuff, but I'm just saying maybe you have to give them a little bit more credit than you're used to. Because between Daniel Bryan and The Miz, Charlotte and Becky Lynch, Bayley and Sasha, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, WWE is crushing it on a lot of levels right now. There's a lot of stuff they hit or miss on that people should be pushed or shouldn't be pushed. But at the end of the day, the business is booming, and they got us hooked. And if they don't watch and come back to me. Be truthful. If it's not grabbing your interest, go up and throw your money at something else. But that's where I want to leave things. I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this, and where do you see the state of rivalries, and do you see it going more towards sports-based rivalries or competitions or animosity between friends, or do you think the stories just aren't there? Are they not connecting for you? Because they may not connect for you. Me personally, I'm enjoying WWE right now more than I think I ever have. I just had to wait a long time for the payoff. But until next time, it's your boy Eric. They call me TubbyEmu. But until next time, we will see you all later.